Okay, so in this video, basically we'll talk a little bit about text boxes and shading and borders. So first of all, one thing is that you can obviously make a text box. You come over here, draw a text box, and one of the things that sometimes you want to do in a text box is, first of all, you might want to have something aligned center or to the top. So you see over here, it's aligned to the top, and all the text kind of goes to the top. But what happens if you want to align vertically center in a box? So I'll give you an example. Like here, there's a lot of empty space on bottom and empty space on top. So actually, in this case, the box is already aligned center. The problem is that there's some extra spaces here. But let's say you wanted to align it to the top, so you go to text frame options right here, right click, text frame options, and then you click make sure previews click so you can see what you're doing. Vertical justification, and you can align it top, bottom, or center. So that's just one thing. If something is one or two columns, over here also you have the number of columns, one or two. Okay, two columns. Don't normally need it, knew that, but that's a good thing to know. Another thing about text box is that I'm just going to go through the top bar. Over here you have the font size, and over here you have line spacing, which if it has parentheses, that means it's the whatever Adobe feels is the regular line spacing that you need. If you click over here on this paragraph icon, you can get some more settings regarding paragraphs. So one thing is the spacing before paragraphs. So here's an example. Highlight it all, and we go more spacing before paragraphs or spacing after paragraphs, etc. Also, you can indent a line. Right here is how you indent like a regular paragraph indent. When you do a letter, I don't write when dear friends is indented, so you can indent all the middle paragraphs and make sure that dear friend is not indented, and make sure that the signature is also not indented. That's basically that. That's pretty much the important parts about text boxes. And then when it comes to making the borders and shading, so here you make a box, let's say, make a business card. So you make sure that you see windows, color, swatches. You have the swatch panel over here. These two things, this is the shading of a box, and this is the border of a box. So the border of this box is black. If you do pink, you see it turns pink there. A lot of times the borders are going to be none. Then you go to the shading and you make it brown, pink, white, red, yellow. Sometimes you'll want to do it white if you want it to cover up something behind it. So for example, on an actual calendar box, you want to make sure that the business cards have a white shading so it covers up those lines in between. When it comes to boxes, some boxes actually have round corners. So right now the box is square corners, but basically you can turn over here and turn it to round, and then you have round corners on your box. Just for fun, you can get more settings if you hit Control and hit these buttons, Alt and Control at the same time, and hit these buttons, and then you can actually make a box that the top left corner is actually cornered, and the bottom, sorry, undo that. Then you can change each one separately. So make, let's say, the top left corner round, bottom right corner round, and you see, kind of just made a weird shape over there. That's basically what you have to know. Sometimes you can play around with it if you don't want such a, it's brown, you don't want such a bright brown, you can play around with the tint over here, make it a little bit less stark. You can also play over here. You can add a border straight from here. The border strength, how thick you want it, or make not thick at all. And also kind of put like a little, just like for cutting for a coupon, you click dots. That's that.